Shalom everyone, I hope that you're doing fantastic today. I wanted to hop in here. I try to at least do a facial video every day for you all. I guess I can't promise every day that I will, but I at least try to. So far so good. I just wanted to, I said on the daily, one of the daily reads that I started a reading and then started it over and did the one that actually got uploaded. Because I was sharing some things that I just wanted to do this video to come on and just kind of elaborate a little bit more about it. Today, today's date is September the 10th, 2019, and I talked a lot about what the 10 is in the High Arcana is the Wheel of Fortune. It's very karmic today. Because all of the date with the month, the day, and the year will break down to a 22. And the 22 is a powerful vibration here. Hold on, this is really bothering me because it's like, there we go. The 22 is the 1111. So we've not only got the Wheel of Fortune energies today, we've also got the Justice karmic energy today. And by the way, I'm Shannon, and this is Apex Tarot, a pure spirit. And if you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, welcome back. Sometimes I forget to say that right off the top. But I wanted to tell you something that happened to me first thing this morning, and I had begun to say what had happened on the first video that I deleted, and anyway, I had stopped myself because I wasn't sure if I wanted to say. Because so a week from last Sunday, I got on here and talked about black magic. And the last couple of days, I've really spoken a lot of things that have happened to me and how my channel never went away, but I knew it was suppressed because I've had people go, oh, hey, there you are again, you know, and so I already knew all that information, that I was being watched by high officials and all that kind of stuff. And somebody had sent something energetically towards me. I don't remember what the date was, but not the Sunday before last Sunday, whatever that date was. And I uploaded a video about black magic on that. And it was a spider experience that I had. And I don't go looking for stuff like that. I don't believe in that. But if the spirit speaks to you and I about something, we need to pay attention, because we know that spirits and insects and stuff like that can have a spiritual meaning to them. And I have in my past, even as a child, had spider-like energies experiences, and I'd have to go back and talk a little bit about, you know, black magic and stuff like that. There has been connection in my life as a child that somebody in my family was doing that, and maybe I'll get on here and talk about that, because a lot of my family don't even know that I know that information, but I do. But anyway, so all my life I've been protected, and all my life I've been sought after, because people at the root knew who I really was. And then other people, it was disguised who I was, and they just somehow just was attacking me just because the spirit of a thing knows something. And I talked about the psychology of the mind, how our subconscious mind knows things. Even if your natural mind is not awakened to that, your higher self does know things. That's why you can meet somebody and go, man, we either really clicked it off, or gosh, there's something about that person, because your higher self knows things. Well, you know, when I got on and did that little video about black magic, and somebody had, it was because somebody had sent something energetically towards me. I had it happen again this morning, but every time I've had a spider experience, I've always overcome it. And this morning, well, yesterday, I really revealed who I was and things that have happened to me, and how people were trying to literally cannibalize me and all that kind of stuff, and how, you know, the word has come across on this channel that the number 8 in the Lenormand came out as a judgment that is happening right now in the earth realm. People are waking up to who they really are, and generational things, even generational things from the heavens, as above, so below. The generations of the heavens are within you and I. And we could find a lot of writings about waking up in this time and knowing who we were going to be and who we are, and how we have been blinded about some things. And but this morning I had a really huge spider incident happened to me, and I knew it was sent again because of some things that, I've hit some things energetically in that other realm that pissed those spirits off, but they don't have no hold on you and I when we have the truth that sets us free. Well, every morning I go outside my house and I take my shoes off, and I'm real big about not wearing shoes anyway, but I love to go outside and just close my eyes and have my feet literally touching the earth itself. It just does something to me. And then connecting with the divine and just, you call it praying or meditating or whatever, and just listening, just quieting the self. Well, this morning I opened my front door and there was a huge spider that had made a web right in front of my door. And it was one of those great big, real fat, wolf-like spiders. It's amazing to me because in the first reading that I did this morning, the card deck that I used was, I had stated that on the second video, I think I stated on the second video, but anyway, on that original video, the moon came out and there's a wolf that's howling at the moon in the deck that I used this morning. And I know we're going to have that full moon in Pisces coming up, and I make connections and stuff to that, but it's amazing to me that when I opened the door, there was that big wolf spider there, and it began to just, try to scurry away. Well, I shut the door real quick because it was huge. It didn't scare me, but it was just like, oh my God, I'm glad I just didn't, walk right into it. The Spirit goes before you and I, and to prepare you and I for a thing. And if we have our conscious mind open, we can also look from another dimension and understand things like that are real in the earth realm. And the spirits don't like you and I to know the truth, and they will try with everything in them and people doing black magic towards you to stop your mouth from speaking the truth that needs to go forth, because people need to be set free. And people being held bound in bondage and don't even realize that they are, and how free they actually could be, because you and I deserve the best in this world. We deserve the best. And I talked about entities not being real, and all they are spirit beings in the earth. We've got angels and demons and people who have opened themselves up and hit portals and seared themselves, and they no longer have soul anymore, but they're operating from that space. And they've gone crazy in their mind. That's why they're in that animalistic state. But I opened the door. I went to go get my broom, the same broom that a week prior I had killed that spider that was in my house, and I had seen that in another dimension. I had seen that cloud-like thing try to go underneath went underneath my couch, and I had to get my sage out and speak into my home a blessing. But I went and got my broom, and there it still was. So it had started to go up, and I shut my door, and it came back, and it had worked its way back down where it originally was when I originally opened the door. And I took that broom and I just began to speak against that thing and bind that thing, and it went down to the ground, and I smushed the crap out of that thing. And I swept it out into the yard. And I had told that after I had that original black magic thing sent to me that Sunday that I did that video, I had also told that there was another day, or it was a day after or something like that, or a couple days after, I'd opened the door and there was a spider again. And I just looked at it, and I didn't really have any feeling towards it. But I shut my door, and then I picked up a homemade deck card that I had made, and the Spirit said, "You're protected." Now, I've learned that when the Spirit tells you that you're protected, there's something sent energetically about that. And every time that the spirits had to tell me I was protected, there has been activity around those words. And He's always gone before you and I, and will always protect us and let us know in advance that we need to have our senses up. Well, when I had picked up that card deck, and I spoke about these incidents, those of you who watch those videos will remember, but if not, I'm telling the new people. But I went back, so I knew when I picked up that card deck and said you're protected, that little spider there was sent energetically by black magic. And I opened the door, and that thing that it originally just sat there when I first opened the door. But when I opened the door the second time after having the Spirit speak to me that I was protected, I opened it, and it literally turned around and went right into the grass. So this morning here was another spider, and I killed that thing, and I ended up going out into the yard, and standing there and thanking the divine for always protecting me and my soul group, and just connecting with the divine. And I opened my eyes and I looked over, and there was another one. Now it was afar off in the bushes, but that thing was. Now the season's trying to change as well, so we're going to see stuff like that come out. But and you should never go and read into insects and stuff like that. Only if the divine is awakening something, and you've had any kind of experiences with people doing magic on you. But I looked up, and there was another great big old wolf spider again. And of course, I just looked at it, spoke against it, closed my eyes, and did my meditation. Went back inside. When I went back inside, before I even added up the date, I have some homemade cards and stuff that I pick, that I had made, that the creator had me make, and sat down one day and meditate, and he had me write some things on it. And this was the card that came up, and it's got the number 22 here at the bottom, and all of today's date is 22, which is also the 1111, which is also the 4. And I'm going to go into all this here in just a second. And the 22 is a powerful vibration, okay? And it means that your dreams are coming true, or we have the power to get in that vibration, to connect with the divine, to make your dreams come true. Look, if people can make their magic tricks and stuff like that and send energetic things towards you to try to make you afraid and all that kind of stuff. And you and I realize that we're more powerful than them, because we are from the true divine. We're just not spirit beings in the earth. We literally have the soul within us to do a good work in the earth realm. We can make our dreams come true. We can be a help for somebody else. I don't care if it's just you buying a couple little bags at the store and leaving them on the counter for somebody. That's a good work, and you can be there for someone and put cha-ching in it, per se, in your karmic account. And when you need something, the divine will be right there for you every time to protect you. But it was amazing to me that I grabbed this card and was just reading about it, powerful vibration, dreams are coming true, powerful spiritual wisdom around the situation is what it says. And then I went and added up the date, and it was 22. It's amazing to me. So the divine goes before you and I said all that to let you know that today is a very karmic day, and I spoke about that on both of those videos that I did, breaking down the numbers to the 1111 and it being the 10th day. And so we both got the judgment, justice card, and we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Both those deal with law, and above all, spiritual law. That said, spiritual, powerful spiritual wisdom today. You're talking about the Jupiter energy with the 10. It is the higher mind of yourself understanding the thing and tapping in and knowing that things around you will either play out positive or negative depending on how you get in that vibration. Now, I had pulled a animal totem card today as well, and the octopus came out. Well, the octopus is a water, we find it in the water, but it also has 8 tentacles to it. Now, I got on here last week because that 8 keeps coming up, y'all. It is that Scorpio energy that is also water-like energy, and it's the infinity. And you and I, if we stay in the upright, we'll be able to have the resurrection of the living and not the resurrection of the dead, because we got both going on right now. The spirit's coming out of the water, right? But it's amazing to me that I had those spider experiences because spiders have 8 legs, and then here comes the water-like energy of the 8 with the octopus coming out. And amazing to me. But the octopus, I got on here and talked about last week how the spirit had me put on camouflage, because the octopus can camouflage itself. And we can find that in the negative and in the positive. And the octopus represents complexity. It's complex, right? It is. And it's mysterious, because it can camouflage itself when it's feeling like it's threatened with something. And then it can also go prey on something as well. And it can turn itself. And you and I must do that in the positive to catch these soulless beings in the earth realm. The octopus represents illusion, and that's moon-like stuff. And we're fixing to have that full moon in Pisces. Now, that is complexity, because that is Neptune in our chart. And Neptune is confusion. It's also water energy. And I spoke yesterday how the Greek writings will tell you in the book of James, and I'm not religious, but I am spiritual, and I grew up in the churches, and I take all kinds of writings, and then I listen to the divine, and then I cipher through it. And that's my religion, is to find the truth of a matter, and so should you. But anyway, in the book of James, we do have writings of salt water and fresh water not being able to mix, okay? And this complexity is being connected to that Neptune energy, because that is what Neptune energy is, both salt water and fresh water, and it cannot mix. That's why that energy is called confusion when we see it in the card deck. But it's also about being dreamy and stuff like that. We've got to be careful with that, because we can be in an illusion if we're talking about moonlight stuff, because you can't see everything in the moonlight. It is romantic and all those beautiful things. At the same time, you and I have to have our intuition exercised. That's why the moon can be referenced to the intuition as well, because we have to have that gut feeling. Now, it's amazing to me that that moon came out and there was a wolf there, because the wolf also represents many things, positive and negative. But one of the meanings of a wolf is to have a gut instinct, okay? That's why you and I should never go, reading into anything. We should listen to our gut, because, if you are upright and you're in your integrity, then your gut's not going to fail you. Because many, many times you and I have done things and then turned around later and go, I knew I should have done that. Well, our intuition was going off on the inside. It will never lie to you and I. Never. And again, your higher self's always intact, in touch with that higher realm of a thing. And that's why I said you can click off with something. Oh, we just really clicked it off, or something's wrong with this person, or something's not right, or are you okay? And you can pick up on somebody, just that even if they show up and go, hey, how are you? And you can find, are you okay? It just seemed like it's your higher self connected somehow. You're exercised within that. You can get through all this complex stuff that is around us all day long, every day, even through nature-like stuff. I gotta hurry up here. I only got so much time on my videos. But the octopus represents insight. And we're getting some insight here on this channel. And people are waking up and understanding that there are people that are camouflaged around you and I and blending in, but they're not real people. They are just spirit beings. Okay, some spirit beings are angels, and they're there to help guide us and to give us messages. And some spirit beings are the negative. They're bloodsuckers, and they're looking for the blood that is life is in the blood, right? It's written down that life is in the blood, and that's why they want life from you and I. It's deep stuff, y'all, but it's the truth. Now, going back to the 8 coming out with the octopus, if I'm looking at the Hebrew energy of the date today, the 10th today is the Yod. And the Yod, the 10th letter is the Yod, and it is the arm, it is the hand. Well, I was just talking about the tentacles and all that kind of stuff, right? And what we do, it can make or break me and you. It can, because it's karmic activity. The 10 is the will, but the 10th house is also Saturn ruled energy that will get you to the top, right? But it's still Saturn energy, which is hard energy. It's karmic energy. It's also devil-like energy or the world energy. It's up to us. And we had that 21 come out yesterday, and if you missed that video, go down below and watch it. But the 10 is the arm. It means work or a deed, doing a deed for someone. It's making a throw at something, right? And some of you guys need to just make a throw at something and let the divine lead you and give you a beautiful future and a fortune with that 10, with the Wheel of Fortune energy, and get you to the top, because the 10th house is about luxury, but it makes you and I work for it. So the 10 in the Hebrew is the Yod, and it's about working or doing a deed today. And if it's in your power to do something for someone, to help someone, please don't hold yourself back. That's one of the most beautiful things that I've ever experienced, being able to be a help to someone and hearing them say, oh, you just have no idea what you did for me. That to me blesses me beyond anything. But that's just me. If we're looking at the 4, it is the Mem 22 all of the today's date makes it 22, which is a powerful vibration. And it's also the powerful spiritual wisdom, right? The higher mind, the Jupiter energy. Learning a thing today that are even foreign to you and I. Talking about making all these connections with the octopus and the legs and the tentacle, or the arm and the tentacles, and a mystery of a thing. The mem is also would be the 13th. It's 13, but it's also 4 in the Hebrew energy, which is the mem, which is water energy. Okay, and I pulled the 13 out because it is that Scorpio Pluto energy. And I talked about the mem before in a tattoo that somebody that I knew had that, and it also, that mem looks like the heartbeat monitor as well. And when we're talking about people searching for the heart, we've got to guard our heart. Out of it flow issues of life. We're talking about watery things. We're talking about reborn things. This is watery stuff that is the who, the what, the why, the how. It's all that complexity stuff. And with this new moon that pulls on you and I, because we're made up of 70% of water is what they say. That's why people can really feel emotional stuff when the moon is happening around you and I. So it's the unknown sea. And I talked about the sea yesterday, and I just was talking about things that cannot, the fresh water and the salt water. It can't. We've got to decipher what's what in our life. We have to. It's only done by connecting with the divine. So unknown things today happening, and you and I have to have our higher mind up. Right? That powerful spiritual vibration and wisdom of the thing, to know that people can do black magic around you and write certain things down and lighting candles and sending things your way, and people need to wake up and understand that sometimes you know, because look, it is written that people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, and that's why I'm here. The 9th house is about knowledge and understanding a thing, even if it's foreign to you, right? Even if it's foreign. The 22nd letter in the Hebrew is the Tav, or Tau. It used to be T-A-W, but now it's T-A-V, I believe. But it represents the mark. It represents to sign a signature. So we're talking about contracts. We're talking about being marked with things and people marking you as well. We're talking about a place that could be marked somewhere for a divine purpose, even be at the right place at the right time. Be careful what you sign today. Be careful about your signature. Things like that. The Spirit wanted me to get on and to warn people about stuff like that, because we are dealing with the who, the what, the where, the why, the how, and all that kind of stuff. Let me pause this for a second, because I really do want to get the 4th letter as well of the Hebrew and go over that as well. Hold on just a second. Okay, and that is the Dalet, and it is the door. It is the door. And what else is called reference to the door is the door of our heart being open, right? And the issues flowing out of that door. We had 2 cups come out today, and we had positive and negative energy come out today on today's reading. And it's the door. It's the back and forth movement of something, and people need to make up their mind who they are, what they are, and stop missing certain vibrational things in your life because you're holding yourself back. Either go through the door or shut the door on some things. People need to make a decision today, because it's karmic what's happening. The door also represents the answer of a thing. Opening the door, getting the key of knowledge, right? It's powerful spiritual knowledge today in the vibration of today. I love it. I know this is deep stuff, but I get off on this kind of stuff. It also represents going in and out. And sometimes you and I have to go in places and then come out to go back in to teach and learn and get more information, and then take it out and give it away, and then go back in and get more and take it out and give it away. And that's why you and I, it's important that we connect on this channel. It's important that I find my soul group. It's important that the collective come together so that our world can be healed. And we can get these people that are doing these black magic energies towards us out of the land, so that we can have peace again. This back and forth can put a person in their head and cause them to be sad. It's like a dangling of the head energy as well, and we want to get out of that kind of stuff. I was fixing to say something and it just left me. I guess it wasn't that important. If it is, I'll hop back on here and talk about it, because you guys know that I will. Pretty spontaneous. The overall thing that I want to talk about today is to have your eyes open. And we talked yesterday about Uriel, the angel that's in the sun, your eye god, right? It is, I did a whole video yesterday, and the Spirit just showed right on up like he always does, and I just happened to have this setting there, and we had the sun come out. It's beautiful. And you and I have supernatural things all day long, every day, that will happen for you and I if we have our higher self awakened. Your eye god. Your eye God. El means God. And God or spirit or universe, whatever you can't title the spirit, but whatever. I don't care what you call it. The Spirit is with you and I to enlighten us on things that are... The Spirit speaks so expressively to you and I. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. We're in this Virgo season right now, and the Virgo has the Hermit within, right, which is the 9th high arcana, which is the I in our alphabet is the 9th letter. In the 9th house is the higher mind. It is Jupiter energy. It's teaching, learning, foreign things and stuff like that. But the Virgo also has the High Priestess, which is also tied to the moon. Mysterious things that are, like I said, that octopus represent being camouflaged. Mysterious things happen around you and I, and we have to be awakened to that kind of stuff. But the Virgo also has within them the magician energy, along with Gemini. It is Mercury ruled, so wherever your Mercury is. My Mercury is in Sagittarius, so... I get off on this kind of stuff, understanding the higher mind, wanting it to be taught to you as well, because you need to know this. I mean, that house is about teaching and learning, and even foreign things, and teaching and learning while I'm teaching and learning, because I'm learning with you as I go as well. But we're talking about magic and black magic and stuff, and so we're in this Virgo season, and the magician is found there. And I've been dealing with black magic being sent my way, because magician stuff is magic, okay? Now, I'm not getting on to magical things and stuff like that, but your motive and my motive have a lot to do with it. People sending out magic all day long don't even realize that they're in it, because they're holding on to grudges, and that is a form of magic, it is. And when you hold on to a grudge and you send something, oh, I hate that person, you just sent out magic. And it will cut it, and depending on how in tune you are, and if they're not covered, something just energetically just went out towards that person. That's why you have to have your eyes open. So somebody's done that to me because they don't like the information that's coming forth, because it's about the truth. The 9th house is about the truth. And whether they knew they did it or not, I know what that was about, because Spirit speaks to me and speaks to you as well if you wake up to hear it. And I'm here to teach you how to do that. And a lot of people do know how to do that, but I'm talking to a lot of people who don't, who've never heard any of this stuff before. And we're in that hour where we're waking up. We've seen the tower, the Uranus tower that comes, and we're entering into leaving the Piscean age, releasing, right? The Hangman is also connected to that Pisces energy, and that full moon's going to be there, and it's about us releasing things, letting go of things, facing the truth, and understanding that not everybody around me and you are people who have a soul. They're disguised here, and we must take control of it. We must have that higher self of who we are awakened, and be connected to the divine, so that we can go after these people and get them out of our earth realm, so that we can literally have peace in the world, y'all. That's the whole mission here on this channel, is to find peace in the world, and to get rid of the mystery that surrounds you and I. Some people know what they're doing intentionally with that kind of stuff, and I'm sending light around you right here, right now, for all the upright and those who want to be upright. And I just send forth a protection around you, that your eyes and your ears would be open to see things around you like you've never understood before, but for your protection's sake, because we literally are going into the spiritual war. We've been told that 8 was going to come up, and people's masks were going to be coming off, and people that are in relationships that they don't even know their partner is this or that, and 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months, that's all. We've been seeing it all over the place, and it keeps coming up, because we really are in the judgment. We really are in the resurrection of the dead, the resurrection of the living. And we have to have our keen eyesight in the spirit, the impression of the spirit speaking to you and I, so that we can be protected. Okay, so I just want to share that today's vibration being 22 and all these connections, we need to lock the door on some things and open the door on others, and only you know how to weigh that scale with that justice energy, that karmic energy, allowing the wheel to turn, to doing your deed, right, with the hand of the Creator coming down with that number 10 here, with that yod. And it's amazing, the hand and the mark, right? Be careful what you're marking down. Be careful what you're writing. Be careful what your vibration is while you're writing down a thing, while you're speaking a thing. What's your signature? What you're leaving it on. Contracts that you're signing today, because your fortune and your karma is tied to that. All right, so I know this is heavy revy. Run it back, maybe listen to it a couple of times, and then just get really still and allow the Spirit to reveal to you what you need to know in your world. Thank you for your time, y'all. Shalom. Until next time.